Film Seizure travels to the boot for 4 straight weeks of what we're calling Mondo Italiano. Join us for a plate of pasta and a glass of dolcetto as we watch 4 Italian movies that are either ripping off a genre or an actual movie made in the West. It's Mondo Italiano on Film Seizure.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Film Seizure. I think we might have had a literal seizure.
Kill me.
Watching this movie.
Kill me.
It's week 3 of Mondo Italiano month.
Kill me.
And we watched Claudio Fragasso's Night Killer. AKA what, Jeff?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Yeah, and also widely regarded as kind of a Nightmare on Elm Street ripoff, which I don't really buy that at all.
That's just the look of the bad guy.
Yeah, look at the bad guy. He's got a melty mask face and knives for
this movie
for
fucking
claw.
sucked.
No cussing.
No cussing.
Oh, sorry, Peter Hooten.
Watch your language.
This movie fucking sucked.
Thought I told you not to use those words.
This movie is
Freeze, motherfucker! This movie, god damn.
This is a bad movie.
Let's give a little bit of history lesson.
Sure.
On Claudio Fragasso.
Yeah, let's do that.
Chuck, you've seen the Best Worst movie, right? The documentary about Troll 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So Troll 2 is.
Oh, it's atrocious.
But it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Because it's so bad, it's good, it's so inept, it's fun, it makes no goddamn sense, but all these people that are making it seem to be having fun making it, right? They're a bunch of nobodies in a small town, and this Italian film director takes over their little town and casts them all in a fucking horror movie, and they all have the time of their lives, right?
Yeah.
There's something charming about that.
Now, there are certain things about the documentary that are kind of sad.
Oh, most definitely.
Like the actress who played the mom, that's hard part to watch. I actually skip past that usually because she's not well. Some of the you can tell that the main guy that they're following around really desperately wants to hold on to this for as long as he can.
The dentist?
But it fades quickly.
Well, yeah, but he's
very earnest.
He's very earnest, and he's kind of enjoying the ride.
Sure.
He's not living by it. He's a fucking dentist.
Right.
He's got a great professional career. He's beloved in his community. He has a great life, and this is something else in his life that he's just embraces.
Right. But
completely.
What I mean by that is, like, once it kind of comes knocking again.
Yeah.
He is trying to, like, there are just times where it's like you could tell he's like talking to people about the movie and like certain lines, and it's like, oh, this is kind of like charmingly embarrassing.
Yeah. But whatever. That movie is.
By the way, I guess another thing real quick. I guess we could introduce ourselves.
Oh, should we do that?
Yeah, we probably should.
Hey, this is Jason Oliver.
This is I just want to die.
That's Jeff Arbuckle over there.
Yeah.
And we have Chuck with us. Hey.
Hello, everybody.
How you hanging in there, Chuck?
I don't know anymore. I mean,
yeah, didn't you feel like nothing was real anymore while watching this movie?
Yeah, I mean, there were so many twists and turns and craziness and madness,
but it also felt like we were perpetually 40 minutes away from the ending.
Yeah,
I think we still are 40 minutes away from
the ending. It's still going.
Yeah.
We just decided to start the episode early.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, we find a movie like this that's really difficult to talk about.
Yeah, I think there are elements we can't talk about.
There's one next month that to round out Sexy September.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to, I think, probably have a similar feel to this episode in the sense that it's just so bad that there's not a whole lot to hold on to. We could talk about all the inexplicable and ridiculous things that are in Night Killer, and we will. But really, it's sort of like it's like grasping at the substance here. There is no substance. There's nothing here to really talk about.
It's smart. It does think it's smart.
I think you're right about that. I think
Claudio
Fragasso thinks he made his masterpiece.
Well, I think every movie he thinks he's made this masterpiece.
Well, if you
There's
listen
nothing
to
here-
him, if you listen to him in the Troll 2 documentary, you're absolutely right. He does not. He refuses to see that as a failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Same kind of disease.
Yep.
Yeah, but at the same time, at least Tommy Wiseau knows what the legacy now is of The Room, right?
Right.
Like he can have fun with the disaster artist. For better or worse, he can have fun with Best Friends.
Sure.
I didn't.
Well,
And this was approximating that experience.
well, he's embraced the parody of himself.
Yeah, which for better or worse, at least, much like in a not as sad sense, like people like William Shatner embraces him, the parody of himself.
Right.
Right.
Except for he's actually accomplished. He's like he eventually won an Emmy for Boston Public. So
Yeah.
it's like he's like legit, but he understands what's embraceable about him.
Well, he gets the cult of personality.
Yes,
He-
and he's really
And he can kind of turn it on and off when he needs to based on his audience.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this movie's a piece of shit.
Fragasso thinks he's our in Argento. He thinks he's a master of giallo. He thinks he's all of these things that he is not. Sorry, but Fragasso, but that's the fucking truth. Your movies suck.
Badly.
Some of them are fun, but they all fucking suck. And this one might suck the worst.
This one's bad. I mean, now again, peeling back, showing you how the sausage gets made here. We've already recorded our Sexy September, so all of those episodes are in the can. At the end of that, we tried to figure out if there's a movie that was worse
Right.
than one of the ones that we covered. To which then we said, "Oh, I don't know," and I was like, "No, wait,
We're fucking up our own timeline.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
There's no continuity here.
Nope.
You're like Peter Bark's arm.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, so now if I were smarter or frankly cared, I'd go back and I'd have us record something right now saying, "Oh no, the worst movie we've seen is Night Killer."
You know what though? I might say that movie we're talking about at the end of Sexy September is worse than this movie.
Fuck you.
I really hate
Fuck
that. I
off with
really, really hate
Fuck
that movie.
off with that. That's no.
I-
This is, and I would say that
I would watch
The-
Night
the-
Killer again just for Peter Hooton's bonkers fucking performance.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay. All right.
Not soon though.
No. No, I would
Yeah.
only watch this again if I felt like I had to subject someone else to it.
Yes,
It's
yes.
like passing along the VHS tape in the fucking ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then it brings in our other movie then, Warlock 2.
Yeah, which is
That
atrocious.
movie fails on every level.
Yeah, it does.
Every level. This movie is more fun than that one.
I agree with that as well.
This movie's bad.
It's very bad.
It's a turd.
I watched most of this movie with both of my hands on my face in just utter inexplicable shock at the sequence of events.
Yeah, I mean, and Chuck, you were often saying, "I don't know what's going on."
Yeah, I mean, when we knew what was going on, the funny thing about this movie is, without talking about the whole plot yet, is that we knew exactly what was going on 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like, we knew everything.
Right.
But then we didn't, and then we didn't, and then we didn't again, and then we knew at the end that
I
we were
even
right
called
all
it-
along.
I called it 5 minutes early. This is what's happened.
Yeah.
Right.
This guy is not who we think he is.
Right, and is he
And I
is
called
he
the
is
first
he
guy
a
who says-
weirdo or
or
the
the
weirdo?
weirdo.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm going to pat myself on the back for catching both things.
Right.
And saying, by the way, A, we all know X, and B, we all know that Y, right? Yeah, okay. I'm patting myself on the back on that. I
Yeah.
got to take something from this.
Yeah.
Because I spent good money on this movie, and it's
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
I
Yeah.
got suckered in by rename. I thought, it's going to be like Terminator 2,
Right.
Shocking Dark.
Right.
No, this is nothing like Shocking Dark.
Yeah, last week we were hoping that this would have actual elements of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that were played into a bigger movie that would actually make some contextual sense as to why they would try to sell it as a Chainsaw Massacre sequel.
Not
And
even a single chainsaw.
no, there's not even a chainsaw in it.
There's no
You're right.
leather face.
Yeah.
There's no.
Well, there is a wax face.
Well,
yeah,
it's more
maybe-
like that atrocious movie Wax Museum or whatever it's called.
Well, yeah. It feels like
House of Wax?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think probably happened was somebody who gave Fragasso fucking money to make this movie, because somebody does. I don't know who it is.
I don't know. Man, I don't know.
They saw the mask, and they were like, "How are we going to sell this movie?" They saw the mask. They thought, "Oh, it kind of looks like Leatherface." Let's
when
fucking
they probably meant to say Freddy Krueger.
maybe, yeah. And let's call it Texas Chainsaw Massacre. How many of those have been out? 2 of them. All right, 3. It's
Which
Texas
is funny
Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Because the third Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out the same year as this.
The Leatherface.
Yeah.
Or that's probably what it was too. Is like, we know that there's another Texas
Beat it.
Chainsaw Massacre movie coming out.
Beat
Let's
it.
beat it, and then people get confused and see our fucking movie.
It's dishonest.
That's probably the only
Well,
way
that's
to
the
get
Italian
people
way.
into
I'm
the
sorry.
theater.
Yeah.
The Italian way.
That is the Italian
It's
filmmaking
the
way.
Italian job.
Yeah, it's the Italian job.
I'd almost rather watch that movie, and I didn't like that either.
Which one? There's 2.
the Mark Wahlberg.
fucking- Yeah,
I thought it was all right.
I don't like Mark
It was
Wahlberg.
okay. I don't love Mark Wahlberg, but that movie was all right. Did it have Michael Caine in it and Jason Statham and
Jason Statham was in it.
Some
I
other-
think.
some other people.
Yeah, there were some
Charlize
people in it.
Theron.
yeah, I thought that movie was okay.
I liked the ride at Kings Island when we had it there. Or when they had
Wahlberg doesn't really make movies anymore other than Transformers,
it. Ugh.
which I think is a good thing for the world. But
No, he does make movies.
What does
he
he
makes
make?
movies that are made in Boston.
that's
That's it.
yeah, he did
Can
like
the
that
Patriots
Boston
Day?
Marathon movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ted 2. I mean, how long ago was that?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago.
No.
He makes hamburgers with his brothers.
The
The
Wahlberg.
Wahlburgers. Yeah. Anyway.
I
So
would not eat there.
Night Killer. This movie has, I think, one of the funniest openings.
Oh God, the opening was great.
Yeah. It was,
If only that kept up.
yeah.
I mean, explain that away, guys. I'm broken.
So it opens without any credits, nothing. Just dumps you right into a stage rehearsal of this dance team or dance troupe or
It's
something.
So frenetic.
Yeah, with this sort of disco beat, and they're doing this choreographed dance, and there's a female Bob Fosse, on stage who is barking orders and commands at them and telling them they need more energy
And they suck.
and that they suck.
The show's gonna
And
suck.
the show is going to
Yeah.
suck. Yeah.
They were talking about the movie. She was talking about the
Yeah,
movie.
she was
Right,
like, "Hey
right.
guys,
This is gonna suck.
this is gonna suck. Buckle up."
and we actually stopped the movie to make sure that we didn't actually hit like a chapter skip
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we weren't sure if this was the beginning of the movie
yeah,
or
and
not.
it's like, sure enough, 29 seconds.
Yeah.
We're in. Yeah. This is it.
But it starts with another one of the performers is late, and she comes up to the stage, and yeah,
Hey, Chuck, do you have something to say?
Yeah. Yeah. She hummed
Yeah.
the stage director,
which
who-
is bizarre.
Yeah, it was
because
weird.
she's the one who's fucking late.
Yeah.
and is supposed to be there rehearsing.
Yeah.
I think she just knows that Bobby Fosse is not cool. And so she's like, I don't want to make any more attention.
But why wouldn't she just go get dressed
And show
then
up.
come out on stage? Like, we should have known right here. This movie is not going to work.
I mean, if she went and got dressed and then came to stage, we wouldn't have had what we had. Because
right. But she's like, well, go get dressed. Get fucking, you're late. Go get
this
dressed.
will be the last time.
There
Yeah.
was no script for this scene.
There was not. It
'Cause
was,
the
it was just say
Bobby
some things,
Fosse
please.
Is like, she's like a robot lady who like has a glitch, and then just like powers down like in the middle of a sentence, like, and then it's like, whoa, what did she just do? And then she's like just spouting out words.
I love when people who aren't good actors try to improv being incredulous, because it always comes out as confusing and stilted and
Overly
exacerbated. Yes, and that's what happens here. She has this pseudo meltdown of improv and storms away in a huff. Meanwhile, the dancer who came late is getting killed by our masked night killer.
The Night Killer.
Which everyone he kills, he's got like some kind of superpower because he punches through everyone.
Yeah.
With these claws
With
that we
these
see
claws.
are rubber.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
bend when he puts it on the door, hand
Right.
or the door,
Yeah.
and it's pretty bad.
But that is his signature move is killing you by punching you through your stomach.
Yeah, not just
From behind.
all the
From
way
behind.
through.
Always from behind.
Always from. He's like spooning and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he does
And
that.
then he punches through.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
first blows a raspberry on your neck, and then he punches you through.
So yeah, he kills her,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go back to crazy lady on the stage.
And she
who's
does
this-
her whole like storm off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has a meltdown for we can't even tell what.
Yeah.
She just starts screaming. Like,
Yeah.
It's gonna suck. It's just awful. You're just awful.
And it just all of this just like high school theater, right?
Yeah.
And then storms off. And then she gets killed too, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
she goes
yeah.
up there.
She
has a long death
discovers-
scene because
Yeah.
she gets slit on the throat, but she's not bleeding, like when they show her walking around. But then she falls down the stairs.
Oh,
and that
right.
overly
Yeah.
dramatic, like
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
he
actually
comes
pretty
up
great.
And runs her through, and then she falls over the balcony.
Right. He runs her through again from behind and falls over the balcony. She splats and all of her dance troupe looks. And then we get our credit
Yeah,
sequence.
the dance troupe kind of looks. They don't really react.
No, it cuts to
Yeah, because they kind of look and they look at each other and like, God, thank God.
yeah, she's dead. Ding
That's
dong.
that's the most satisfying kill in the movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that none of that happened there serves any purpose other than to introduce the Night Killer,
Right.
I feel like
who
this
this
is,
got tacked on, right?
Yeah, I feel like this is what Bruno Mattei came in and filmed.
Could be.
Because he was asked to film some extra scenes. I'm betting this was it.
We need to punch this up. We need a big strong opening. We can't wait to get to the good stuff.
And we
we
can't
gotta
get any
have
of the regular actors back,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Totally.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. That's absolutely correct.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, Peter Hootens is too busy to come back.
Yeah, he was working on
Because
Peter
the crux
hooting
of this
around.
movie
hooting around.
is the night killer, this masked killer who is kind of torturing this woman, Mrs. Beck.
Mrs. Beck. So he calls her a few times. You do get a really good scene of her like talking to her friend Sherman.
And she also has a phone call with her, you assume her ex-husband or separated husband.
Yeah, she's
whose
like-
face you don't see in the
Right.
bar,
And-
very conveniently.
Yeah.
You don't see. And he puts on like kind of like a weird voice too to further confuse you as
That's only
a
for the audience.
an audience viewer, right?
It makes no sense contextually.
And
That's-
then
I
and
hate-
then she takes her top off
and then
and
like
fondles herself
yeah,
in
which
the
was
mirror.
kind of rad. I was into that.
Yeah, we're thinking, okay, well, I mean, I'm okay with this, but I don't understand why
Yeah,
this
she was
is
having
happening.
a "this is my life" moment. She's like, "I have a daughter.
Yeah.
This is my body. This
Well,
is me."
I mean, which is
it's
exactly
like,
what I
what?
do in the mirror when I'm like, cranking one out. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, this is your life now. Yeah.
Yeah, get it. Thanks
And
for
now I'm
Thanks-
very satisfied
Thanks
afterwards.
for that visual
Sorry,
image.
man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The only way I'm going to be able to get through this is slip into
Into your
movie
primal
in the-
self.
Yeah, in my id.
Into
Sorry.
your id. That's okay. We'll let the id take over.
Just a whole bunch of farts for the rest of the episode.
But what happens then is she gets a phone call, and for whatever reason, she has 2 phone lines. They make a big deal of
They
this.
We
Never
know why
explain
she
why.
but
has
you
2
don't know
phone lines.
why, right? And she gets a phone call, and it sounds like a prank call, but the guy on the other line knows her name, calls her Mrs. Beck.
Says that he likes what he sees.
Yeah, he's going to fuck her brains out
'Cause
Yeah.
she's like,
and then kill her.
Yeah.
He's going to kill her, but before he does that, he's going to fuck her brains out.
Right.
Yeah.
She's going to be different
yeah.
than all the other
Oh,
ones.
than all the other ones, right?
Yes.
So
It's going to be love.
Yeah,
so
this time
she,
it's love.
like a sane person would do, calls the police. It's
Oh,
really
God. I love her responses to the police.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd like to call in a prank call, and the guy's like, okay. Did he
threaten you?
No, well,
Wasn't
that
that what
was the
it was?
second
Okay.
question. Was it an obscene call?
Was it obscene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that first time was just yes. Then it's, did he threaten you?
Yeah.
Like, no fucking shit.
So Captain, whatever his name is, tells her
Oh,
he's going to call her to lock herself in the house.
Right.
And I'm going to call you in exactly 5 minutes.
Why?
yeah.
Don't know.
Don't know what he had to do.
And why not
He had
just
to go
What
take
was
a
he
dump.
doing? Yeah, he
he
ma-
shit.
why not
takes
just
4
have her
minutes and
call
30 second
back,
shits.
like,
Why not just go to her
or
house?
just you know what? Yeah, send a patrolman, put the phone down, go lock the door, and come back and tell me when the door is locked and you're back on the phone. Right?
Right.
Like this whole I'll call you back in 5 minutes makes no sense.
So yeah,
There's
everything.
only one reason for that.
I know
Again,
exactly why.
For the audience.
Yep.
Yes.
So we can get a spook.
Well, we
a
have another.
spooky scare.
We have a spooky scare to come because the phone rings again too early, and
Yeah.
we all actually are like, "That's too early." It's
Yeah,
not,
it
that's
hasn't
not
been 5
exactly
minutes.
5 minutes. and actually, the script is smart enough for her to recognize that fact and say, "It hasn't been 5 minutes. Why are you calling back?" But it's still
Yeah,
so
it's-
stupid.
It's the guy. He's like, this is Lieutenant what's his face, and yeah, I'm just calling you back. And she's like, this is too early, and she's like, fuck yeah, it is. Blah, 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 blah,
Right,
bad
and it's
guy,
and
baby.
it's the bad guy night killer. Right.
So
He's calling from the other line.
Calling
Which
from
they
the other
show
line.
on the fucking phone that both lines are engaged.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then the cop actually calls back.
Yeah.
And Night Killer answers.
Yeah.
Right, and he
He's like,
everything's
"My wife's
fine.
crazy.
Everything's good.
My
I
wife's
calmed her
crazy. It's
down.
fine.
She didn't
It's-
know it was me
yeah.
or whatever.
So stupid.
What I don't get about that whole thing is why she didn't just pick up. She was on the phone.
Yeah, she's like, oh my god.
She hangs up and screams instead of saying, "No, he's fucking lunatic in my house." No cussing. Sorry, I cussed.
No cussing.
You're not playing by the hoot.
No
rule.
profanity.
I'm breaking the hootin' rules. My rootin' hootin' rules.
Rootin' hoot rules.
The rootin' hootins. God, fuck this movie.
But this is Fragasso trying to show you that he thinks he can fucking make a giallo, and it's ridiculous. It's so unbelievably bad. It's incompetent in every way. But at this point in time, it's still kind of entertainingly bad.
because
Right.
we're like, what the fuck is going on?
We were
Right.
still riding the high of the dance routine in the
Right.
beginning. I mean, that
Right.
lasted
Yeah,
for a
like,
good 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like we're still feeling it, and it's like we're still buzzing from that. And but this is where things get wonky as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Because Night Killer attacks, and what happens?
He starts to take off his mask.
And then
We fade to black.
and then it's some undetermined time later, she's in the hospital with like terrific amnesia,
Yeah.
like just like she knows nothing. She doesn't know she has a daughter. She doesn't know her own name. She doesn't know what she had for breakfast. She doesn't know what the color purple is. She called it fork. I don't know. I'm just hoping that shit like that was in the script.
So the weird doctor brings her daughter in to see.
Hey, it's a night killer.
The night, yeah, it deserved it. Primal. So the weird doctor brings the daughter in to see if that will jog
Which
her
he
memory.
said that once before he already did, and she didn't even recognize her.
Yeah, I don't follow that part. But the weird thing about that
Sounds like
scene,
Night Killer in here.
Yeah, it does.
is the doctor leans in real awkwardly close with her.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
Almost like they were trying to convince us that maybe this guy is a bad guy.
Really,
By the
what
way
I-
he was
Giuliano's
acting.
thing is stupid in this.
Also, what I think is that they didn't have a lot of space to frame the shot.
Yeah.
that Fragasso was like, you need to get closer so
they're
I
like
can
in
see
a-
both of your heads.
A television like sporting event booth where they have to sit
it's like-
shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
Put the camera
It's like this,
like 12 inches back.
or they didn't have a 2-camera setup.
They couldn't afford 2 cameras.
Right,
Are you fucking
right.
kidding me?
So they had to get it all in
Right.
one frame,
Right.
and so because of that, they had to be really awkwardly close together.
Yeah, he was very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unsettling.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, this is awkward. But we know it's not him because that dude's got old white crusty hair.
Yeah, and we can see the
Night
hair
Killer
sticking
had
out of
hair
it.
sticking out the back of his. So the news is fixated on this whole thing, right?
If you guys could see Jeff right now, seriously.
fucking.
The news is hilarious in this. The news is this interesting piece of filler / exposition. It's kind of keeping the audience informed because there is some realization, I think, on the part of maybe Matai or the producers that nobody knows what the fuck is going on in this movie,
right. And it gets worse.
and it keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are these news interruptions, right, of the reporter on the street who's kind of giving us updates. It's like if you're not caught up, you
Here's
don't know,
what's happening
here's
so
what's happening
far.
so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we know.
Yeah. Yep. So another jarring jump goes from her in the hospital to all of a sudden driving down the road in her ridiculously expensive car. Somebody knew what it was. I don't know what it was.
It was a Firebird.
It was
Yeah,
Firebird.
Firebird.
It was
Okay,
Firebird.
Firebird.
Yeah.
And some obnoxious
It was
dude
Sweet Firebird.
pulls up next to her in his Jeep.
Yep, it's Peter Hooten.
Peter Hooten, the hero of the film acting-wise, I'll say at this point.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
he
yes.
saves this
So
film
he
from
shows
whatever.
up. He's got the craziest accent in this movie.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's because this movie takes place supposedly in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
So I think he thought Virginia's in the South.
Uh-huh.
It
Yeah.
isn't. Just because it was in the Confederacy doesn't mean it's in the South.
Yeah.
And this, for me, is like the best 5 minutes of the film.
Okay, yeah.
He
So-
sounds
yeah.
like a deranged version of Kevin Spacey in the Midnight and Garden of Good and Evil.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
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 I'm digging that. I like it.
You want to wet your whistle?
It's so unhinged.
So he's drinking whatever the hell he's drinking, and he's like, "You want to wet your whistle, lady?"
Yeah, he's
you know,
driving
he's
around with a fucking open booze bottle. And he's like, hey.
he's obviously a cuckoo bird.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
she flips him off and drives away like,
Like a normal person probably would.
yeah,
Yeah. Like fast. Like,
Yeah.
I need to get away from this.
So
This,
this
guy's
dude
not good for me.
is gonna follow her.
And
Like,
boy, does
boy, he follows her.
Yep.
And the scene in the restroom, I don't know if somebody else wants to lead the charge on that one.
All right,
but
I'll pick up the restroom bit. That's what I'm here for. Toilet.
Yeah.
humor.
Toilet humor.
and this is where I have my hands on my face
Yeah.
watching
So
this.
okay.
Yeah.
So this guy follows it, and he's like he notices that she's parked at like a hotel or something, like a resort. Or
yeah, I don't know what it was exactly.
I think it was a hotel,
Yeah.
but it was near the beach.
Yeah.
So he
There's a lot of those in Virginia Beach. They're like all
Sure.
these little like
Little
resort motels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So he goes inside, and there's a guy at the counter, and he's like, "Hey, have you seen a lady come? Or have you seen a lady come in?
Have you seen a lady?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I don't even know if that's close, but it's kind of Jimmy
it's
Stewart
good
and weird.
It's
yeah,
weird.
He's pulling a Jimmy Stewart hard in this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Jimmy Stewart meets Gomer Pyle. It's just so strange.
It's
Yeah.
so weird. So, and the guy's like, no, I don't know. And so he like goes into the ladies' fucking restroom.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's like in there, and he's like looking in the stall. He's like knocking open stall doors. It's like, are you in here?
Yeah.
And she pulls up behind him with a gun.
Yeah.
And he turns around, and is like, oh, hey, you know. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And
Hey, what's with the gun?
yeah, pretty much. Gee Willikers.
People make mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing in here? He's like, people make mistakes.
But yet you're the same fucking guy who just drunkenly
Yeah,
asked me
yeah.
for a drink while we were driving,
Right, and he's like,
and making like weird cuckoo eyes at me.
yeah, and he's like, and she's like, well, why are you? And he's like, well, I just want to make friends. It's
Yeah.
like, do you normally meet your friends in the restroom? Not to mention the ladies' restroom.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like, well, something.
He says it can happen.
Yeah.
it can happen.
It
yeah,
It can happen, or it happens. One or the
One
other.
or the other.
Yeah.
Shit happens, and that's what this movie should have been called. Shit happens because I don't get it.
Yeah.
So she makes him for some reason strip.
Oh God, yes.
yeah.
Strip
No
down
rhyme
to,
or reason.
Strip down to
this.
his bikini briefs.
And you can see the outline.
We
of
saw
Peter
Hooten's
Hooten.
Wooten.
Yes. Yes. With the shape of his wooten.
He had his two little. Never mind. I don't even want to say it. They were all like
Well,
tucked in
let's-
like a fruit basket.
Yeah, at least the Frank was above the beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how well we can see
But
it.
you could see the fruit in his looms. Yeah.
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 So she's like, flush the whatever, and he's like, but why? And he's like, well, for a guy who's so easy to make friends with or something, you should be fine. It's like, that doesn't even
Whatever. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And she leaves. She gets she pieces out,
Yeah.
and he comes out
Now this is Chuck's moment here.
to chase after her and bumps into the hotel lobby clerk.
Yeah, and he asks him what's up or what happened. He's like, I got molested in the little boy's room. And just storms off in his underwear.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Please go
I was
ahead.
just saying, the next time we see him, he's in his Jeep again
Putting
with
on
clothes.
new clothes.
Well, he's got clothes. I don't know where they came from. And then he goes on the most magical search in history to
Yes.
find this woman.
Yeah. So he sees her car parked at the beach.
I think this is still where I think this movie is magic.
It has moments.
Yeah.
It has a chance.
This ends like the, well, no, there's still more after
This
this
is
part.
pretty
Yeah.
much the
I'm
end of
hanging
the
out for a
first-
little bit.
This is pretty much the end of the first and 12th act
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the movie because a Fragasso script has acts out of place.
Yeah. They skipped a couple acts
They
for
have
us.
more acts than there should be.
Yeah.
There's no 3-act structure here.
There is no structure here.
No, so he finds her at the beach. Now, meanwhile, while she's on the beach, she's like sitting down on the beach. It's like, oh, looks like she's going to have a picnic.
Yeah.
And so she pulls out a pill bottle, boom, sticks it in one position. Pulls out another bottle, sticks it in
And these
another
are
position.
big pill bottles.
Yes,
Yeah.
these are like big old horse pills. She takes out a flask, and it's like she's like setting a table.
She's having a pill picnic.
Yeah.
Pill picnic.
Yeah.
A pillnic.
A picnic, sure. I
Yeah, sure. A picnic. So she.
Yep, you are broken.
Anyway, Peter Hooten shows up and saves her from killing herself.
From killing herself.
No, the best though.
No, So
Yeah, you got to talk about this.
This whole thing is so
I'm
good.
sorry. Memories are starting to
It's so
reform.
insane.
The
It has
Earth
to
is
be
starting
seen to be believed.
The
But
Earth is starting to reform.
but
in
she
my
is
head
she has
now.
taken a bunch of pills. She swallowed them down with her flask.
Alcohol. Yeah,
Alcohol.
some-
Yeah. And then Peter Wooten from he parks
Hooten,
sees her
not
car.
Wooten.
Hooten. Thank you.
Rootin' tootin' hootin' wootin'.
Sees her car, parks, sees her from a distance, and somehow makes out the fact that she's going to kill herself.
I know, it gets laser focused too.
Really
like,
laser,
yeah.
but he's pretty far away.
Yeah.
There's no way you could.
was
you
cracking
could
me
tell.
up. It was
Yeah,
cracking me up.
And he runs across the beach and he kicks all the pills.
It's
and
fantastic.
they just fly everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
It's almost like what you would see a bully do to a 99-pound weakling on a beach.
like literally kicking
Yeah.
sand in their face.
Right.
Yeah. So he does that, and then he grabs her and he starts shaking her.
What are
and-
you trying to do?
Yes, and realizes she's already swallowed a bunch of pills. So what does he do
Well,
to
he's
get
gonna-
her to throw up the pills?
He baptizes her.
Yeah, he does. He basically almost drowns her
Yeah,
by
says-
dragging her into the surf and
Yeah.
submerging her head under the water.
Yeah, because he
to
said
get her
that
to swallow the seawater.
so that
Will
she'll
make you
get
throw
sick.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he drags her back out of the surf and positions himself doggy style behind her.
Yeah, and it's
like
pushing
he's,
on her.
like he's mounting her.
Yeah.
And holding her hair back and kind of like while she's vomiting essentially. Yeah, like she's vomiting up the seawater. It is so uncomfortable
and hilarious.
and hilarious and sexual and not
Right.
all at the same time. It is truly a
It's a magnum opus. Go ahead and say it.
I mean, it's a thing that you couldn't do on purpose if you tried, but yet there it is in all its glory, and it has to be seen to be appreciated.
But don't watch this movie.
No,
No.
I mean you could at least watch the first half hour.
Yeah.
and you'll be okay.
I think that's kind of where the movie
Is.
stops being interesting.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a little bit when they
There
get
is
back to
one
the
guy.
hotel.
There's one guy that's interesting from this point forward.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah, the
Edward
cop.
Crumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
the
detective.
cop. Yeah, not the hotel manager.
Oh God, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, R. Crumb.
So
Yeah,
yes,
R.
the
Crumb,
movie
yeah.
does really kind of fall apart from there. But Peter, why am I calling him Peter now? Peter Bark, Peter.
Peter Hooten.
Yeah, Hooten. Is his name Peter too?
Yeah.
So many Peters.
We got lots of Peters.
Peters. We saw Peter cut off. We had a Peter in the first movie.
We had a Peter cut off. We had a literal Peter cut off because the first Peter
Yeah.
is cut off from being normal size.
Yeah. I get you.
Cut off
You
Peter.
stunted. Yeah.
Cut off his growth spurt at some point.
We're
Yeah.
losing it, guys.
Yeah,
we're
so-
losing it.
The Peter Hooten.
And then the Peter Hooten.
Lots of Peters.
Yeah,
So I don't even know what I was saying anymore.
the cop.
Yeah, the cop. Well, I wanted to tie it back in. So Peter has this unhinged like hotel thing with her. What is her
Yeah,
name?
he
I don't
ties
know.
her. Mrs. Beck is the only thing I can.
Yeah,
come up
Mrs.
with.
Beck. That was her name, I think. I don't
Yeah.
know if anyone else.
She had a first name, but it doesn't matter.
It's
OSCAR.
Mrs. Beck.
Mrs. Beck.
yeah. Fuck it. I don't care.
Who cares? Yeah, he takes her back to his hotel room, ties her up, and like gets like weirdly sexual with her, and
But then also
and makes out with
doesn't.
her, and it feels like he's getting a little rapey.
And then he pulls back.
And he leaves, and then you get a scene with the
Night Killer.
night killer. So they're trying to make you think, oh, it's supposed to be the night killer, but it's so fucking painfully obvious who the night killer is.
Right.
Which we figured out as soon as we saw this guy with his goddamn scar.
Mhm.
It's like,
What's
that's
that thing on his face?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he said it because he's the only person who. Yeah. By the way, spoiler alert. Her friend, Sherman
Sherman.
is the night killer.
Yeah.
He is obsessed with her or something, and his wife is oddly.
she really
Obsessed
wants
with
a
her.
child.
Yeah. But she also is real keen on calling Mrs. Beck a whore, and
Yeah.
she slept with everybody in a 50-mile radius. We don't know any of this stuff.
Right.
So it's like we have no reason to believe
Yeah.
any of this stuff other than just a jealousy
So
craze.
we
Yeah.
basically know in our hearts that Sherman's the killer.
But we don't know.
We
really
know
what
in
their
our hearts
relationship
that
is either,
Hooten
yeah.
is the hero.
Right.
But none of it is acting out this way.
No.
because Hooten's acting like a weirdo.
Yep.
That's why I asked, is he a weirdo
Or the weirdo. Yep.
Because I was pretty sure the weirdo was Sherman. And oh no.
I can't.
Oh god.
I want to talk about good movies again, Jeff. Can we do that soon?
Maybe because I don't think we got one for a while.
I know.
Anyway, God damn it! I can't wait for October because I'm just gonna be like, "Fuck everything," and I'm just gonna be talking with my fucking middle fingers up.
That October's gonna end us.
Ugh.
That could be
Anyway,
the end of us.
That could be the end of us.
Good
Sorry,
night.
we're not
You're
gonna
gonna
say
have a
Seizure
film
signing
seizure.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, because like Sherman was supposedly, when the time jump happened again happened at the beginning, he was the first person on the scene and apparently scared off the Night Stalker. But for his work, he got a gash on his face.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
none of this you see. It's all told to you after the fact when she's
Which
in the
that is
hospital.
not
Right.
intelligent.
No, it's poor writing and it's an obvious ploy.
It
Yeah.
would have been better for this to have played out that she envisioned that's what happened, and as it turned out, it is not what happened.
Right.
That she hallucinated that it was Sherman saving her.
Yeah.
Because this is.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he's our night killer now, but we don't know that because all the while, all we think Peter Hooten's doing, because at one point he gets that weird like kissy rapey stuff, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he goes and he's like, "I'm gonna go stretch my legs, babe."
He's creepy
Yeah.
as all
And so
hell.
he
Well, he
goes
ca-
out, and then you see the night killer pick up a hooker or a bimbo. I'm sorry, a lady.
A lady. She was just a lady.
She's a bimbo, and and he takes her back, and he tourist traps her by putting wax on her, and making her into another melty face mask.
Yeah. And then he,
Yeah.
when she's dead and has a melty face
He
mask
fucks her.
on, yeah.
Yeah, Anyway, so then the very next scene is Peter Hooten coming back,
Right.
and saying, "Well, I didn't get my full exercise."
Yeah.
So like, what now? Oh my God, is he gonna what's he doing? What's he gonna do to Mrs. What's her face? And but that's not. It's all misdirection, and it's not intelligent misdirection. Misdirection is fine, but you better make goddamn sure it's smart.
Well, I was telling Jason earlier, I hate movies that use that ploy of trying to fool you by just things you don't know.
Yeah.
That they should tell you. And when they intentionally leave stuff out like that, it makes it more obvious what's going on, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, you're not telling me this because of this. It's the only reason
Exactly.
you wouldn't share this with me.
A smart giallo would have the rescue scene, and like I said, they would find some clever way to make her think, or make us think, that Sherman was the guy who saved
Right.
her. But that's not. No. It's just. It's.
Yeah, so even before Hooten takes her, you have the professor or whatever on TV explaining, like, hey, the way to get her memory back is for her to go through this or whatever,
Basically, jar her. If her memory jars as to what happened, she will then basically exact like all holy revenge on this guy.
Right.
And so their only hope is that all snaps back into place.
They want her to remember what happened. Yes.
Right. So he telegraphed, and that's why our favorite guy in the whole goddamn thing, the cop, is so pissed at him. He's like, dude, you just gave away the plan. He doesn't say it like that, but
I didn't realize that.
yeah, that he gave away the plan.
And now I realize that.
Yeah. So, okay, we're just gonna go there. Peter. No, I didn't want to go there.
It's Night
Peter.
Killer.
Jason's farting here. It's not good. It smells like latex night killer mask. God, dude. Anyway, I'm just gonna go there because Peter Hooten's a cop. He is the estranged wife of Mrs. Beck.
Yeah, not
Strange.
only is he a cop, but he is also the
He's an ex-cop and he's ex-husband.
ex-husband.
or
And
at least estranged.
and it's
Yeah.
not really
Yeah.
ever understood or told. At the end, they say he's an ex-cop that he'll
No,
be back on the force,
he
and
got-
he'll probably
He'll
have
get
a
his
promotion.
job back and a promotion.
He
Yeah.
was working rogue. He was. They'd asked him to work rogue just to protect his wife. He was on suspension for something,
Oh, it's so fucking stupid.
probably for drinking and driving.
Oh, this is dumb.
So anyway, so he's the
Wetting his whistle and then driving.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
basically,
wet your whistle. My
his
whistle.
whole plan is
Whistle.
to kidnap his wife, put her through essentially psychological and potentially sexual torture.
Do the same thing to her that happened to her to try to jog her memory.
and then
basically.
also reset the situation so that she can
Identify her killer.
identify her killer.
Yeah.
Because at one point
Who didn't kill her?
Right.
And ultimately this entire plan doesn't even fucking matter, because all they really had to do was just put
send
her
her
back in her house, and the night killer
Sherman would call her again.
right.
Yes.
It's the whole thing was just to manipulate the audience into thinking this is a better movie than it is.
That's another thing though that I'm now realizing is that they said they put her under surveillance. She was under surveillance the whole time. We just didn't realize it.
Right.
Peter Hooton was also protecting her.
But
Right.
yeah, but it's
Which is why he was so upset when she got away.
Yes, because he was probably supposed to be near the house when she went home.
Yeah, and she got away, and
Maybe
Sherman
he
picked her
is
up.
smarter than us.
So
This whatever
smart.
his name is.
no.
Nope.
Nope.
He'd tell us we were dumb.
Yeah,
for
so
not getting it. But
She gets away. Sherman another magic find on the road. Which,
Sherman just decides he's just going to go out and find her himself.
Yeah.
After he saw the police report. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the wife. This is when you think the wife is in on something, because Sherman's wife is like, oh, she's such a fucking slut. You know,
It starts calling Mrs. Beck's
daughter, her own daughter.
Her own daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's an unrealized idea. Cut that shit out of a rewrite.
That's got to go.
If you're a fucking scriptwriter, which you supposedly are, Mr. Fragasso, that gets cut out of a rewrite.
I think we were supposed to think Sherman was a good guy because of the way he reacted to his own wife. It's another means for them to fool us.
Right.
That didn't really work.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm gonna go find the.
How else
Oh,
can we
God, it's
fuck
so
with the
terrible.
audience? Oh,
Right.
let's write something else inexplicable to paint
I'm gonna go
this
find
guy
him
as a good
myself,
guy.
I'm
Yes.
gonna
Yeah.
shoot that
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's horrifyingly bad writing.
Yeah.
This is a really bad movie.
Uh-huh.
It
Yeah.
makes no sense. But before we wrap up this episode, I really just want to talk about that cop.
You can talk about the cop.
No, he's your guy. You
I feel bad doing the impression.
Jeff, you got so excited about it. You're just like, ooh, I want to talk about
So
that.
yeah, so the cop, when he shows up at the hotel, he
oh
gets
my God.
he gets indescribably angry at the clerk who called in
That he had seen.
that he saw Hooten and Mrs. Beck.
Right.
So he goes in there yelling at him. He's like, I don't know what he says. He said, I'm gonna
I'm gonna empty 5 of these bullets, right?
I'm
into the-
gonna shoot you in your rat face.
Yeah.
Basically, he's just a higher pitched.
Yeah, he is so
Freeze, motherfucker!
pretty much. He thinks he's John Shaft.
Yeah.
But he's like this little twig.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Like, with glasses and everything. Like he's a dork.
Yeah.
You know, but he thinks he's John Shaft.
He kind of reminded me of Steve Harvey. Like,
yeah.
just a little bit like Steve
Yeah.
Harvey. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. He's got the same like little beard. And
Uh-huh,
everything. Yeah. But he's like Steve Harvey 100 pounds ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
For
probably
sure.
Steve Harvey never.
Probably.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Well, Steve Harvey doesn't think of himself as John Shaft, I don't think.
Right.
But anyway.
But he had kind of the look of
Sure.
yeah.
And so,
His facial expression.
Sherman brings her back to her home
yes.
where she's. Were we talking
Okay,
about the
yeah,
cop?
so-
still? I'm
Cop
sorry.
still.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about the cop. Sorry.
So the cop gets knocked out from behind by Hooten, which another thing. Now we know why. The very next scene, he's back at the cop place.
Why you let him go?
Why
yeah.
you let him go? Because
We should have caught on to all of this.
Well, I just thought that was just some bullshit editing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you
I
see,
think
so
we-
I think we all pretty much figured that Hooten was
not the killer.
at that point not the killer, and also probably
a hero.
a hero
Yeah.
of some sort. Like
Yeah.
he's involved in a way that is going to expose the real killer.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. It wasn't quite clear in what exact way. Yeah. But why would he knock the cop out?
So I think
Why would the cop even go?
Right.
If that's the police department's paying for that hotel room.
I
Right.
think. Well, maybe the killer would figure out where they were based on something coming out. Maybe I don't know, but it's to keep that lie up that
Well,
the
yeah.
killer has her.
Well, yeah.
Right,
Again,
like-
it's another a way attempt to
But there's
mislead the audience.
But also for the public.
Yeah.
But, you
Like
know,
if he
all-
knocks out the cop, then
Yeah, and I
she's
guess
still kidnapped.
he
You know what I
only-
mean?
he- and-
Because
and
they
he-
have that
yeah.
story out there that she's been kidnapped.
I guess,
Yeah,
but,
and the
can't they
reason
just
why he
but
knocked
can't
it-
they just coordinate at this point?
Well,
Probably. They should have just talked.
well,
The
but
way they
couldn't-
handled
I'm
it
going.
was-
I'm going.
They,
I'm
they
going.
couldn't. They couldn't just talk because she was standing right fucking there.
Oh, that's
yeah.
true. They had to keep it
he
up
had to
for
keep
her,
it up.
too.
for her
Now
perception.
the
Yeah.
problem was that when he called the police later, when she ran away, she was far enough away. He didn't have to say, "Well, how's the neck?" like an asshole.
Right.
He was just sticking it. He was just taking the piss out of that guy.
Right.
And he's like, "Fuck, And-
Fuck! You hit me in my neck!
freeze, motherfucker."
But
Anyway,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know. At the end, so Sherman reveals himself as the Night Killer. This is my next favorite part.
Yeah.
This is great.
Oh, yeah. It's
You know what I'm talking
hooting
about.
all the way, buddy.
Yeah, Hooten at this point is Superman. So, so Sherman has brought Mrs. Beck back home, and he's revealed himself to be. And there's a stupid fucking flashback as to how all of this worked and all of his plan and how it worked. I still don't understand how she has amnesia. They don't explain that shit.
Nope.
She should just be. He should have just fucking killed her, but he didn't. He counted on her having some traumatic amnesia. That would have backfired horrifically.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so he's about to basically seemingly kill her just for her trouble that she's caused him. And through the window comes flying.
Before that, though,
Oh, okay.
sorry, I know. She started to get close with the dude and kissing him up and kind of softening him
was
up.
gonna grab his knife.
And then she grabbed the knife and stabbed him in his Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a mangled dick again.
So she stabbed him in the Peter. He backs up against the wall, but he still has a gun.
Right.
And he's aiming at her.
And he's
Yeah.
like,
And
at
then-
this point, I gotta kill you.
And then the $10 million man just
Just comes busting through the window, like flying through, like tumbling.
I don't know how he did it.
Yeah,
It was
I don't
amazing.
know. Well, because windows you shouldn't just be able to jump through a window.
Right.
But he does from the outside. He jumps in. He's like, haha, Peter Hooten's here. Boom, boom. Kills the dude.
Yeah.
And then the cop, our cop,
Our cop.
our guy, and the doctor just shows up later.
Late. Freeze!
Freeze,
Everybody
motherfucker!
freeze!
I was like, oh, wait, it's too late.
We're late.
The news is already here. Anyway, then the end. Which
Not
is-
only is he going to get his job back,
Oh, he's
but he'll
gonna
probably get a promotion.
Yep.
And he got his family back too. Yay, Peter Hooten.
Axel. And then the very
Talk
end.
about the dumb fuck ending. I don't want
So
to talk about that.
when the daughter is picked up by Sherman in the beginning of the movie, Sherman brings a gift.
A Christmas gift.
A
Don't
Christmas
open it
gift.
until Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
It's
it
a
goes
big old box.
It goes under the
It
tree,
looks like a fucking mogwai in there.
and there it sits for the little girl until Christmas. So the happy family is all back together. Axel, who Hooten,
That's
his name is actually Axel in the film, and Mrs. Beck and the daughter are in the bed, and she's like, "Can I go to my room?" And they let her walk away, and they talk for a minute about how they're worried about how she'll handle all this.
Yeah.
And maybe she'll forget it.
Maybe she'll forget.
And all this time is just like her walking with the gift that Sherman had gotten her.
Yep. Plops down on the bed, opens that fucker up.
What's in the box?
Yeah, what's in the box? What's in the box, Jeff?
It's just another fucking night killer mask.
Oh,
Yeah.
Night Killer mask.
She puts it on.
And then she's like, "Remember me?"
and she
Mrs.
looks in
Beck?"
the mirror. So you see her in the mirror. Yeah, and she starts talking in the night killer voice.
That's dumb. How
And
does
it's
she know
so
how any of that?
dumb.
Other than the only thing I can think of is that, like, while she was staying with Sherman, that all got imprinted on her or something. I don't know.
There's so many of those.
Or it's like the mask has some sort of evil power or something.
But that's not established.
No, it's not at all. None of this is earned.
No,
none of that
zero.
ending is earned.
But she's the second character in the film that knew something she shouldn't, because when Hooten had Mrs. Beck in the hotel, he kept asking her to beg and promise her, which is exactly what they show Sherman having done when in the flashback. It's
Right.
like, well, how do you know that's how you have to trigger her by
Well, the
doing
doctor
something you weren't
knew
even there
everything.
for?
Right.
The doctor knew everything too.
Yeah.
He's another character who knew everything that happened to her. And it's like, you can't know that if she doesn't remember it and you don't have video camera set up like a
Yeah,
fucking
how do you
pervert.
piece all this together?
Yeah, this
Just
is weird, man.
he's an expert, though. He was an expert, that doctor.
Oh, that
He was an
the
expert.
doctor. In addition to the news reporter, the doctor is also the one who is letting us know all of the psychological information we need to understand to process the events of the movie. It's just it is so fucking stupid.
You're gonna call the newspaper now, motherfucker.
now, motherfucker. Gonna fix this, motherfucker. Yeah. All right. So,
We
Night
did-
Killer.
Fuck this movie.
It's done.
It's dumb. It's done and it's dumb. It's dumb.
It's done and it's dumb.
It's bad. It's bad. It's not fun bad like
First
like
25
Culture.
minutes, maybe.
Oh, the
Yeah.
first, if you can watch the first 25, 30 minutes, you're gonna get a hoot.
Yeah.
A hoot?
hoot in. Yeah.
Hitting that first 25 minutes.
It is.
Forget it.
I mean, yeah, it is something else.
It is something else in those early stages because it's like what, where, what, how, when.
I mean, we were all leaning forward. You were
Yeah.
leaning over
Yeah.
the couch. Jason and I were hands
Yeah.
on knees. Like,
and then we kind of and then eventually you sort of get your bearings,
And then you just sit
With
back.
the-
and it's like I hate life.
and then none of it works
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like this. Yeah, this is similar to having the best, most fun night of drinking, and then after that first half hour of the movie, it's like the next morning.
next
when you're
morning.
fucking hungover.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's like
you
it's,
just want
it's
to die.
it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we blacked out just like she blacked out. And then the rest was a hangover.
And then the world turned into some sort of time vacuum.
Yeah.
It was so weird. It was the longest 93 minutes I've ever had.
I took 4 notes.
I took none.
Improv gone wrong. That was because of the woman at the beginning of the scene going off in her exasperation about how the show was going to suck. Virginia Beach, because I really do think it was shot in Virginia Beach.
Although one part you thought was shot,
But
in
they did
Vegas.
see there was something underneath a sign, a marquee that said Las Vegas.
That's dumb.
So it could have been like, but why? If you're gonna shoot in Las Vegas, just set it in Las Vegas, right?
Right.
Suicide attempt and rescue, which I wrote a note because that was probably the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
For sure.
That,
That-
was great.
And then the
Well,
last,
so the bathroom, everything about that sequence was great.
yeah, and then the last thing
Yeah.
I wrote is Claudio Fragasso the worst filmmaker in history?
And your answer to that?
Well,
I think probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's worse than Ed Wood.
Oh yeah.
Ed Wood had heart.
Yep. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone worse. I
Me
mean,
neither.
I mean, he makes Uwe Boll look like fucking Orson Welles.
Well, Uwe Boll, his thing is that he doesn't have very good scope on his rifle.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is he sees a target. I want to make a video game movie. And then but his scope is all fucked.
Yep.
And so what he does is he just misses, and the little dog from Duck Hunt pops up and like laughs at him.
Something about that makes sense. I'm
Yep.
not quite sure what.
yeah.
You guys figure that. shit out.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the Night Killer. Yay.
It's bad.
Yay.
It's real bad. So next week we have a shot at redemption.
I think we do.
Bruno Mattei is back.
Yeah.
Is he actually in his Vincent Dawn?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
boy.
Bruno Mattei as Vincent Dawn,
Perfect.
which honestly gives me hope because that if it's anything like Terminator 2,
It's gonna be fun.
aka Shocking Dark, it's gonna be fun.
We're gonna have a guy falling down a shaft, hit a railing, and his head's gonna fly off in the opposite direction.
Yes.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I mean, the last 10 minutes of Shocking Dark
Is amazing.
is about the most bonkers thing I've ever seen in a
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
That is nowhere near the bottom of our watch.
No,
and Bruno Mattei makes bad movies, but he makes enjoyable movies.
yes.
And so yeah.
But
I'm on
Fragasso
board.
was involved. Like he is.
As a story.
Fragasso was involved as a story in Terminator 2: Shocking Dark. He is also involved as in the story of Robo War, which is what next week.
That's what next week is. And
movie
he
is.
he was also involved story wise for Zombie 3, and that's a fun movie too.
Yeah,
for as
Zombie
bad
3
as
is
that
Zombie 3 is very fun.
But anyway, so yeah, we got one more to go, Chuck.
Yay.
One more trip into the boot.
I'm real hoping. I'm really hoping.
You're real hoping?
Real hoping that we're
Real
going out.
hoping.
I'm real hoping that we go out with a bang.
I'm going to
we
wet
will.
my
Wet
whistle.
Wet my whistle.
We are definitely going to go out with a bang because there's explosions.
There's explosions.
There's explosions all over this movie.
Yeah.
Bruno Mattei will bring the explosion.
Yeah.
Anyway, find our episodes on filmseizure.com. Wednesdays is
New episodes
of the regular podcast, like the one you're listening to. Mondays, you can find episodes of me talking about monster movies on Monster Mondays. This movie will never be featured on there.
No.
Because one, there's no monster.
There's no monster.
B, this movie sucks.
Well, a lot of the movies you feature on B Movie. Oh no, not Monster Monday.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
B Movie
sorry.
Anime.
B-Movie
That's a
Anime.
whole different thing.
This would
That's
have
on
this would have
Fridays.
made a great episode of B Movie Anima.
God, you could, yeah. The anger that I would start to expose.
Yeah. If you could have channeled more of that Jeff, B Movie Anima Jeff, it would have been a different.
I can't mix
experience.
The two. I can't mix
Yeah.
those two.
Yeah.
When they're two different personalities.
It's too volatile.
It can be. It can be. Yeah. So
Yeah.
where our episodes are up on SoundCloud, that's where they're hosted when we put them on our website. They also transfer over to iTunes and Spotify or Google Play Podcasts and TuneIn.
Yeah.
So you can subscribe to us any of those places and get those new episodes. We get an email letting you know when shit's there. Facebook and Twitter at Film Seizure.
Email us at filmseizure@gmail.com.
Yeah. So take us out, Chuck.
Freeze, motherfuckers!
I'm Jeff Arbuckle.
I'm Jason Oliver, and you have been listening to Film Seizure.